I wanted to talk a little bit about astral travel. It was something that my daughter asked me in the morning. She said, "Mom, I was going to sleep and I felt like between worlds and it felt like levitating and I'm not sure what was happening to me. I got afraid. I wake up and I couldn't sleep because every time I was going to fall asleep, I felt leaving my body and I didn't know what was happening to me. And then I tried to explain how it happened to me. Astral traveling, it is an experience outside of your body, out of body experience. And it can happen in many different ways, in many different degrees, and we all perceive it in a very unique and different way. And lots of things happens in the astral. I started doing it because after 2 years of meditation, I did a DNA activation. When I was doing the DNA activation, I think it was, if I remember correctly, the solstice. Yes, I think it was the solstice. So I bought a course of meditations from the solstice that were aligned with DNA activation, and I fell asleep, and then I guess few minutes after I heard that very annoying sound that it was like "Ee," and then it felt like if I was rushing into the sky like a very high speed, like a rocket, like and it felt like I was crashing with the layers of earth and the atmosphere, and then outside in the universe, outside of earth. And then my third eye was not that open. I didn't know what was with me. I got scared because I was asking who's with me, who's with me, but I couldn't see. So I thought I was alone, and then I freak out because I could not control it. And and now I know, of course, I will be with my guides, but I could not see them, so I thought I was alone. How stupid of me. And then because I got scared, I turned into a stone instantly, like using my intuition so I could go down, 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 down. And I asked, because back in that time I was doing angel meditations, and I said, "Can you, Michael, please help, please help?" So I invoked him because I was in the dark of the universe, traveling nowhere, with whom I had no idea. So I went down, 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 like, and then when I was down into my body, I crash, and then my body shakes, and I was like, I feel like paralyzed a little bit, and then I was so freaked out. It took me a while to start moving my body because I did it so roughly, I think. I could not control nothing. Neither my energy, neither my body. And then after that, every time I went into meditation, I was instantly in a very deep way out of my body, like poof. And I still feel that. I feel like poof, like if I become huge, like huge, 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 and then my body is too small for me, and then it's like kind of like that, and then I lift it, and then I'm going to start seeing partial faces of light, like aliens, angels, or whoever is with me. Sometimes they're like, "Oh, lion." And then I'm going to start interacting like, "Okay, who are you?" And then where we are going, stuff like that. Sometimes I will see spaceships, and then I'll see the flashes like and then spinning, and then after 2 seconds I'm gone. Sometimes I will see me like into tunnels of light traveling, and then I lost consciousness. Sometimes I will partially remember like a dream, sometimes I won't. What else? What else? Okay, yes. While my body is having an out of body experience, it's a non physical experience that has effects in the physical. Sometimes you will shake, sometimes when I channel, I shake like this. Sometimes you will vibrate like ee, sometimes you will have like metal noises like sometimes I will hear songs, night language. Sometimes I will see like in sepia color. Sometimes I will see it in color. Sometimes I will see like golden, holographic. The majority of the time I see in golden. Sometimes I will see colors or images, but when images come, for me, does not have a continuation. Is there like 2 seconds image of something, so I know, oh, Pleiadians. And then I normally fall asleep. Why I fall asleep? Because the earth frequency, it's not adjusted or does not support me for remembering what I was doing in Pleiades. So I'll partially remember or I won't remember. Then probably when I wake up, I'll have the sense, I think I need to do this on that. So my intuition is going to give me the answer about whatever I was doing there. One day, for example, it was a very annoying sound like and it hurt, and I was like, ah. I wake up upset and I was like, what's happening? And then I saw like a big light, like if I'm being, I don't know, like big huge light blinded me, and I was like, oh, what's happening? And then I was being elevated of my body, and all that thing happened in 2 seconds, or one that felt like 3 minutes that I was sensing what's happening to me. And then and then I saw very weird aliens with coral things on their heads like water beans, and I was like, oh, who are you? Upset because they wake me up. And then I heard Hydra, like Hydra, right? They are from Orion and they are water beings, but I know that now, but I didn't recognize them. And then that in that moment when I heard that Hydra voice, I saw that I was one of them. And then I was like, oh, that's me. And at that moment, I don't remember. But I know I entered the space chair and then I don't remember. Sometimes you will remember, sometimes you don't. Sometimes you need to go into meditation. Or when I do the drawing, it just pop up. Okay, astral travel. I know that it's a lot of videos about astral travel, but I think when you force it, you have resistance for that to happening. So the best way to do it is, I think, to work with your breathing. It could be between fast and slow in a way that it comes natural, and then sensing your body and then flowing your body, and then your body is going to allow it to happen consciously, because I think we do that all the time while we sleep. And probably many of the entities we see, that maybe ghosts or aliens, it could be humans that look like alien, or they may look like ghosts because they are kids, a kid that live in the other side of the world that is doing an astral travel, etc., etc. So what I do is it comes natural to me now. I don't set the intention to do it. But so I know what's going on. First of all, I ask my higher self to be in charge of me morning and night and during the day all the time. Like, please take command. So I assume if my higher self was in charge, it is meant to be. And then I ask a lot of questions. Who are you? Where are you coming from? If it's a bad thing, how do I need to get rid of you? But normally those things don't come to me because now I see that my guides protect me. What else? You could use music, like a very binaural beat music to do it, but it will come naturally in the degree that we don't have a lot of density in our physical body to be conscious about it. But I think we all do it. Lots of things happens in the astral. I think there are very different spheres of illusion that we access, and the horrible ones, the shitty ones, are always the first we got connection with, because I think they are the ones connected to Earth. Like, for example, I do think nothing that is outside of my oversoul can connect with me unless I have a contract with. But even if it's an entity or a ghost or something that is in a lower frequency, it will be because I am supporting it, so it can be clear. Like, for example, in many of those astral travels will come in a form of dreams that are very surreal, that it doesn't make sense. Like, for example, yesterday, that's when I wanted to talk about this today, I dreamed that my cell was asking for assistance because I am a medium in another life, and that medium had traveled with a very bad entity and it needed support, so my soul knew what to do, so I went to support it. And then during the whole day when I wake up, I was clearing myself again and supporting whoever other aspect of me had entities, so it could be clear. Entities, I do believe we need to get in contact with them so we know why the hell we manifested that connection from happening. But I think I will expand more on that in other video. Another thing that I wanted to do, the best way to understand what's happening it is to use your intuition. Your intuition, your sensory feel is going to give you the clues about the reasons why. But don't get fixated about how things look like, because I think dreams or astral travels or whatever things we saw in meditation are just a representation for something that our higher mind it's telling us that we should be aware of. That's why we remember. And if we don't remember, it's because we are not meant to remember. But if we are meant to remember, spirit, our team is going to make sure we know. So, like, for example, when I dream, I see myself talking on the phone with people. I'm going to dream with clients often, with my friends often. I dream with my family all the time. When the people that I know that I love, my kids, I have my cats with me. I have the dog that passed with me when I travel. I have angels, lots of things. I don't think sometimes we are aware of all the things that happen around us. I do have like an iPad sometimes, and then I say, "Oh, Arcturians want to connect with me. Hey, how you doing?" Right, and then I fell asleep. Sometimes, let's say that it was dreaming. It was like a huge storm, and then I was dreaming that I was like sailing in a boat because I was hearing the drops from the storm and the things. So my dream adapted to add the water sound element on it, and not because it's real. I was not being in the rain or in the storm, but it was close to me. So things in dreams and astrals are not exactly the way we see it, but it's the way what we can perceive it. And we always go deeper and deeper into what we can learn, what we can do, or what we can understand. I try not to get fixated on what I cannot understand. I let go because it's like a dead road without an exit. Trust your intuition, try your confidence, and know that if it's meant to be, it will happen. If it's not meant to be, probably yet, but maybe it will happen in the future. And we'll have different things. Sometimes I talk to people in the sessions and they say, "Oh, I cannot see, I cannot do anything." And we all channel, we all see, we all hear, we all smell, but sometimes we're not aware that we are doing it, or we get fixated expectations about what we want, perceive from what others do. That's why we think we are not doing it, but we do, we're just not aware of it. So be conscious about how you feel. But in a very simple way, for me, it feels like expansion. It feels like a very natural way for me to go, like instantly, like poof, I go big. And then sometimes when I leave my body, I do like this. Sometimes it comes natural, and when you are in it, I think that's why people have paralyzed sleep. I don't know how to say that in English, but I think it's because our soul enter our body too quickly and physically was not in harmony, so we couldn't integrate it properly. So we have kind of like few minutes or seconds that we're paralyzed, and that has a name actually, physically, that phenomenon that happened in your body. That's sleep paralysis. But I think at the energy level it happens because our soul did it too rough. Some people will think that they were attacked, things like that, but that's not true for my perception. Attacks, actually, you can be attacked, but it rarely happen. Normally, it is our inner fears and insecurity that looks like we are attacked. So do the exercise so you can trust your intuition, be in command of your own experience. And if you think it's not the way you want it to be, ask for help, go back, and then recognize when you're being triggered. So whatever that ego or whatever is bothering you, you can breathe, practice non-judgment, and then go back to do it again so you can master that practice. Lots of things happens in the astral because we don't have time. You can go back and forth, and then our auras cheap shape. I don't know how to pronounce that in English. Change form. I mean, we don't realize that we do that in the physical because we're so fixated being us that we don't allow ourselves to become something else, or being connected with other humans or plants or crystals, and we did it before in other dimensions, but our soul still do it. So in the astral, sometimes people will have romantic relationships with aliens, but they may not be aliens. They may be humans that look like aliens, or shamans, so lots of things. Because when I see people in the sessions for the drawings, sometimes what I draw is how they look to me, and not because they are alien, but in a way they are, because they have a big percentage of star being within, and it comes through my soul. And I would like to talk about this, I think, in another video in more detail. But I change. Sometimes I look like an angel, sometimes I look like a goddess. Sometimes I look like yes, different aliens. Like almond eyes, sometimes I like a lion, sometimes I don't know, blue, green, pink, short, big, tall, male, female. Sometimes when I see my soul that it's not performing or attached to any personality or archetype, I'm going to look like without gender, no nothing, just like a humanoid form. And I see that often, but normally is going to have a personality attached on it. And those personalities change, but I'm going to explain to that in another video about how our aura and soul engage, and how what we vibrate it is on it, so I don't make this video too long. If you feel drawn to astral travel, there is lots of meditations that is going to assist you. You could use music, you could use breathing, but normally not normally. My advice is to do it in the way that you can flow, and the way that it's meant to happen within your own unique experience. I hope you like this video. Any question, any comment, please reach out to me. Bye bye.